The Rams traded for pass rusher Von Miller from the Denver Broncos. And so now on the front seven for LA, you have Von Miller and Aaron Donald. And Von Miller's 32 years old. The Rams gave Denver 2 draft picks in return for, to get Von Miller, a 2022 second round pick and a 2022 third round pick. I love this move for the LA Rams. I think this move, getting Von Miller, puts them a little bit closer to a Super Bowl. That's exactly why you make a move like this. The Rams are going for it, man. I think the Rams even put it on their own Twitter. I've seen the phrase everywhere. The Rams are, quote, all in. And the Rams are all in. They're not afraid to trade their future. If they can put it together and win a Super Bowl this year, that makes a lot of sense to me. The Rams right now have 4 draft picks in the upcoming 2022 NFL draft. They've got a 3rd round pick, a 5th round pick, and 2 7th round picks. Like, the Rams do not have any draft capital. They spend it all building the current team they have in LA. And that's fine. I love it. I love what they're doing. You do what you have to try and win a Super Bowl. They have an opportunity. They did not have an opportunity, I thought, last year. So the Rams have, they traded for Matthew Stafford, made a bunch of moves. Now they traded for Von Miller. I love what the LA Rams are doing. It makes a lot of sense to me. And Von Miller helps you win now. 2 draft picks in 2022, a 2nd round pick and a 3rd round pick. Sorry, but in February, the Super Bowl happens, and those players aren't even going to be on your team yet. So I think it made a lot of sense. It's a great trade for LA. Way to go. I didn't even know Von Miller was available. Now, maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. Maybe the talk in Denver was, are we going to trade Von Miller? Maybe not. I didn't realize Von Miller was even on the trading block. So it seems like, from my outside perspective, like the Rams said, we're going to make Von Miller available by giving you a good trade that you can't refuse. And good on the Rams. And again, I think the Rams are closer to a Super Bowl. That's a fantastic trade for LA. Now, Denver. Denver. I thought Von Miller was going to be a key part of the team they were building to, Von Miller won a Super Bowl years ago with Peyton Manning. And I thought Denver built a great roster that just needed a good quarterback. And if they got a good quarterback, they were going to put together a deep playoff run. I honestly, truly believed that about Denver. And then they didn't get a quarterback. They got Teddy Bridgewater. And you're like, well, all right, like, I guess Teddy's the answer. And he wasn't. And they passed on Justin Fields. And instead of becoming a key player that helped them make a deep playoff run, Von Miller became a trade piece for the Denver Broncos. And that's really sad, because I thought Denver clearly had way more potential than they've shown all year. And I watched Justin Fields, by the way, had a crazy touchdown for the Bears on Sunday. Like, it was 4th down, ball is on the ground, he makes a man miss, reverses field, runs for a touchdown, and you're like, oh, I'm so glad Denver drafted a corner. Like, because quarterback and cornerback, defense, and the guy that touches the ball every single play, they're equal. They add the exact same amount of value to your football team. Oh, they don't? Oh, they don't. That's right. No, quarterbacks are way more valuable than a corner. I don't know what Denver was thinking. I don't know why Denver didn't draft Justin Fields. You'll never be able to explain to me why that was a good move. I at the time didn't understand it. I still don't understand it. There was a time a couple weeks ago where I tried to understand it, and I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't get it. I don't know what Denver's doing. I don't know why they didn't feel the urgency to get a quarterback. And Denver could have Justin Fields. I feel like anytime I talk about Denver now, I'm going to have to talk about the fact that they passed on Justin Fields. I don't mean to do that, but look, here's where we'll go with this now. Von Miller was in Denver for 10 years, and he was drafted in 2011 out of Texas A&M. And I kind of wonder if Von Miller's going to keep his house in Denver. He's been there so long. His family's there. He's very, very established in Denver. And I just encourage you, remember, NFL players are people too. Like, to move your family, like, it's got to be tough for Von Miller. Like, it's hard to feel that bad for the guy going to sunny Los Angeles to a good football team. But I would imagine this is still a very difficult, emotional thing to go from the franchise you spent your entire career on. You built a life, you built a family there. To leave Denver and go to LA is got to be, even though it's like exciting professionally, probably also really hard personally for Von Miller.